Who is it? Ah, opening door sound file, right on schedule. Well, please, come in. As you know, since this is a meeting to discuss concerns we have about your performance this past quarter, you're entitled to bring a support person. Have you? Ah, hello there. Well, please come in. Second opening door sound file. Please, sit down. Would you prefer the door open or closed? By all means, closed is fine. More private that way. My apologies, closing door sound file is on leave today. Iron Gates closing, are you at the desk? No, Iron Gates opening. I was inquiring after Iron Gates closing. Yes, that checks out. Now, opening door sound file. Are you ready to proceed with our meeting? Well, I mean, it's highly unorthodox to invite your wife and 3 children to a disciplinary meeting, but if they're all waiting in the lobby... Yes, fine. Opening door sound file. No need to go on. They can all come in. Well, if we begin then by looking at your numbers for January. Yes, second door opening sound file. You do realize that the role of the support person is typically a silent one. Really, opening door sound file. He can speak for himself. Oh, so your wife and 14 children are also in the lobby. Very well then. Okay, excellent. And I think we're ready to proceed. Only one person still unaccounted for, our HR representative. Hilarious way to get out of this sketch sound file. Ah, and here she is. Yes, I agree. This sketch was totally worth it. Let's all go to Ibiza! Whacky world of Whack. Hi, I'm Jasper Jones, and I want to be your piece of shit lawyer. Now, I know what you're thinking. By piece of shit lawyer, do I mean that I'm a piece of shit person who also happens to be a lawyer? Or a piece of shit lawyer who uses dodgy and dishonest tactics to win my cases? Or an incompetent piece of shit failure as a lawyer? The answer? All 3, baby. Been divorced 5 times, disbarred from practicing the law twice, never once won a case. So why are you gonna hire me as your defense attorney? For the ride, baby. Cause do not be mistaken, shit's gonna get wild when Jasper Johns is on the case. Sure, you're gonna be bracing for 6 months community service the whole goddamn time, but you'll be too breathless with confusion to care. Still not convinced I'm the kind of personal and professional garbage I claim to be? Happy to elaborate. For one thing, I call myself JJ, and trust me, I do not have the looks to pull that off. Not a day will go by without your skin crawling when I wink at you after referring to how much I enjoy debriefing female clients in my office. And speaking of my office, every time we meet, it's gonna be at a McDonald's. By our 3rd meeting, you're gonna be pretty sure I don't even have an office. But by then, you're gonna be in way too deep to make a change. What about wacky schemes and stunts? Oh, honey. You're in for some of the wackiest and totally counterproductive legal stunts you ever saw in your life. Faking an injury and claiming the prosecutor hit me with their car in the courthouse parking lot. I got the plaster casts ready to go, pal. You think what you're doing right now is living? Just wait for the emotional roller coaster of watching the person defending you in court keep forgetting which arm is meant to be broken when dramatically accusing a witness of perjury. And if it's a broken leg we're going with, oh yes, I am gonna get excited and spring up right out of my wheelchair at least twice. And please, do not do me the goddamn insult of asking whether or not there's gonna be some doubtfire action. I'm gonna doubtfire the shit out of this motherfucker. That's right, you've got a new star witness for the defense, baby. An elderly Scottish woman with a strangely familiar vocal timbre. And hoo boy! And when it's my turn to ask the questions, you best believe she's gonna drop her contact lens on the floor behind the witness stand just before I return from taking an urgent phone call in the foyer. Luckily, she's gonna find the lens and pop back up to answer my question, moments after I leave the room for another urgent phone call. Seriously, you cannot anticipate just how many urgent phone calls and dropped contact lenses you're gonna see in one afternoon that's gonna feel like it's been going since the dawn of time and will never, ever end. And don't get me wrong, not one of these tricks is gonna fool anyone. Not even for a second. I'm gonna be hauled up to the judge's desk so many times you'll think my daddy was a yo-yo. The 3rd time I'm held in contempt and threatened with eviction from the courtroom, you'll know you should consider, very seriously, hiring a new attorney. but you'll also know that you've never felt so alive in your whole goddamn life. But now I'm worried that my gross incompetence as a lawyer is pulling focus from the total diaper fire I am as a private citizen. Casual racism? You got it. Casual sexism? You'll think it'll never end. Casual homophobia? Pleading innocent on that rap. My homophobia is highly deliberate. Yes, if you cut open my brain right down the middle, you'd find a swimsuit calendar from 1987 and a book of jokes exclusively about Asian drivers. Which is somewhat ironic, as after a couple of days working together, you'll be 90% sure I don't know how to read. To sum it all up, this is why you're gonna hire me to be your attorney. And then, for reasons you can never quite explain to yourself, keep me on a ridiculously expensive retainer for the rest of your life. I'm a fucking wildfire, babe, and I'm gonna burn you up. I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lose. That's the Jasper J.J. Jones guarantee. You'll never feel safe. You'll never feel sure. And you'll never feel well represented in any criminal proceedings. But god damn it, you'll feel something. Call me.
Good day. My name is Mikey Maloy, and I'm here to find a monkey. This might sound a bit strange. Why would I, in Australia, mainly known for my arguments with doers, be fighting a monkey today? But anything for the clicks. I said clicks, you know, C-L-E-E-K-S, clicks. Anyway, I'd like to introduce the monkey now. Having introduced myself. He's a sweet little fella. I've been told he's not yet on stage. Just to set the picture for you, it's just me standing alone without the monkey, assuming that nothing will go horribly wrong when I meet the monkey, which I again am guessing will be a small monkey, perhaps a Bolivian squirrel monkey. Jeremy, I'll call him. If that's not, if he already has a name, then I guess I'll call him that, you know. Anyway, we're going to show him in now. And it'll be Mikey Maloy versus... No, when I say Mikey Maloy versus a monkey, that will be in slam poetry. That will not be a physical fight. That would be unreasonable for me, a fully grown man, to enter a tussle with an endangered species. I mean, I suppose one might say that it would be just as unfair for me, a human being who can speak some form of English, to be entering into a slam poetry competition with a monkey, famously not able to speak monkeys, at least the way we do. But hey, you know, it'll be interesting. I've got a little poem that I wrote. I have seen a monkey. I have seen a monk. I've heard my engine go clunk, clunk, clunk. So, I mean, that's just part of the thing you might hear. Anyway, well, oh, pardon me. Let's show him my little friend now. Oh, fuck, it was a fucking chimp. Whoever did this, you fucking banned from zoos.
Wolves, wacky wolves, awake.
Hello, this is Sir Patrick Stewart speaking. You may not know this about me, but I am extremely old. How old? Well, that is a number, I fear, which cannot be measured numerically. I can say, however, that I am indeed older than the sun. If you doubt the fact, please do me one small favor. Look at a picture of me, and then look at a picture of the sun. Which one of those fellows looks older to you? Engage! Recently, a television appearance in which I made disparaging remarks about Mr. James Corden's girth began making the rounds again on live internet. I reviewed this footage and was honestly appalled at what I saw. The man needs to eat an apple. Some cruel wags in the international press have given unkind notices to my most recent television work, Picard. I would remind all of you who scorn this recent effort that I was under no contractual obligation to return to the tawdry role of Jean-Noël Lucas Picard. Poet Laureate of Space Academy. Indeed, I worked closely with the great team at Paramount to conceive and execute a thrilling serialized adventure narrative with the working title Star Trek: Patrick Stewart Likes a Sit. I can only apologize that in the serial as televised, my character was shown standing up and even, on occasion, walking about for up to seconds at a time. I realized this was a breach of narrative realism which made all the laser battles and ghoul monsters harder to take seriously. Of course, all creative work is compromise, but I'm sure my listeners share my sorrow that they never got to witness such thrilling escapades as Nap Time for Picard, Alien Sleep Virus, Sleep, Perchance to Sleep, and Dream of Data, aka Nap Time. Make it so. Of course, my career encompasses much more than simply Jean-Noël Lucas Picard. In the Royal Shakespeare Company, I essayed the roles of the Queen, William Shakespeare, and Company. That's all the parts. On television, I played Sejanus, the traitorous Roman captain of the guard, in the seminal 1970s adaptation of Rupert Graves' I, Claudius. I, Claudius? Why not you, Claudius? Was a joke we made at the time. Nobody laughed. This was easy for me, having already played a similar role when I was Sejanus, traitorous captain of the guard during the actual Roman Empire. With the sole exception of the futuristic Space Track series, I make it a point to only inhabit a character when I myself have lived through the authentic historical period in which they existed. Which is why I take great pleasure in announcing my next project, playing the titular hero of a 10-part television series entitled The Sun, His Early Days. Because, while, yes, my life and career have been long, and as a vital and vibrant actor, I cannot ever allow myself to dwell in the past. I hope that all of you out there will join me in my future creative endeavors and enjoy them as much as I enjoy a really good sit. There is more to me as an actor and man than one well Lanceville Pico, although I cannot help but be deeply moved by the lasting affection many viewers have shown to Jean-Noël and his wacky cohort of fellow space poets, such as Robot, Beard, and Tits. You must understand that I have now lost track of the sentence and can no longer remember what it was we were discussing. Live long and profit. Your humble servant, Patrick.
Will. Doctor Sketch. And now the nurse.
I can assure you, Amy, this is a very simple operation, and you have an excellent surgeon. You'll be out of here before you know it.
Thank you, Nurse Judy. Funnily enough, I'm not feeling at all anxious. I know I'll be in good hands. The door opens behind them.
Speak of the devil.
Miss Pascal, nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Fibes. All set for us to get underway. Well, actually, I did have one question. Of course. Am I, your surgeon, currently on heroin? Can I go... What was that? Please, don't be concerned. It's just enough to take the edge off.
He knows what he's doing, Amy.
Just a small maintenance dose. After all, I wasn't made the heroin doctor yesterday. The what doctor? You know, there's one in every hospital. There's the woman doctor, the Chinese doctor, the heroin doctor. This hospital only has one female doctor? Well, no, we don't have a woman doctor. Those are just rhetorical examples. We do have a heroin doctor. Okay, well, I would like any other doctor, please. You would like any other doctor? Yes. Any other doctor but a woman? Get a load of this one. Nurse Judy, how are you okay with this?
With what? Oh, the heroin. Please believe me, Dr. Fibes is a most excellent physician, especially when he's not on heroin.
Thank you.
Or not on heroin. Too long between hits and, there might be some issues. But you're in luck, Miss Pascal. This is the sweet spot.
I mean, I could do with a little more heroin.
Maybe a little.
I really would prefer a surgeon not currently on any amount of heroin. Oh, okay. First time that's been a requirement. Nurse Judy, can you see if the crack doctor is available? I knew there'd be a crack doctor. Right, that's it. This isn't an urgent operation. I'm leaving. Not on that amount of heroin. Wait, what? You've been giving me heroin? Well, of course, I am the heroin doctor. Because you're on heroin? Yes. Or because you give heroin to patients? Yes. I am quite enjoying this heroin. Heroin is pretty sweet. Okay, you want that hangnail gone or what? I really don't care about anything anymore. I see. So you just want to chill and maybe do some more heroin. I do. Yes, I do, please. Nurse Judy, more heroin, please. He waves his hand in front of her face. Oh, shit. Nurse Judy is dead. Heroin overdose, probably. She did just shoot up a lot of heroin. How's she still standing there if she's dead? Oh, of course. The heroin. That'll be the heroin. Good old heroin. Oh, she's a bitch. But we love her. The heroin? I was referring to the heroin, yes. This is a good hospital. We do have a lot of heroin. Is this a hospital? You know what? I don't know. I'm sorry about your nurse. I'm not. Next episode. The Weed Doctor. Mrs. Jenkins, I have some upsetting news. Those weeds in your backyard, they're not weeds. They're weed. I'm white, and I love Bob Marley, Mom. Fuck. Wacky world of... I had an interesting conversation the other day. Well, I say interesting. I also say conversation. Really, it was more me screaming at a cow. Cow didn't seem to mind too much. I got something out of it, so you know. Swings and roundabouts. Screamed at some of them too. I guess you could ask me why I go around, screaming at cows and swings and the occasional roundabout. Or don't, that's fine. No reason you'd want to know, I suppose. I didn't ask you any questions, you didn't ask me any questions. The way I see it, we're even. You know what they say, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. Probably will tell you some lies though. The Queen, now this is interesting, loves margarine, can't stand butter. Real cheap stuff too, you know, just a generic spread, comes in one of those huge catering tubs, can't get enough of the stuff. Problem is, whole family's in deep with the dairy lobbyists, isn't they? Bought them that Windsor Castle butter did. Bit of a kick in from whole fat cream, sure. Goes back generations, that relationship. Big canola couldn't get a look in. So poor old Liz, every time she sits down for a crumpet, and being Queen, that's what, 2,000 or 3,000 times a day, she has to lay some spread down, don't she? Out comes the block of butter, prominently branded for the electronic eye of the paparazzo. Up comes the old butter knife. Scrape, scrape, spread, Bob's your uncle. Everyone's happy. But what they don't know is, the reason the Queen never says much, she's got her gob absolutely coated with budget margarine, 24/7. Taste of butter getting through that? No chance, mate. Barely even notices the crumpet. See, that's a lie I just told you. Wasted my time and yours. So, I hope you all learned a little something today. Next time someone tells you they've just been having a real good shout at a cow and some playground equipment, even volunteers an explanation. Free of charge. Why not be a human being and take them up on it? Or, you know, alternately, you just go on being a right uppity cunt. Up to you, I guess. Not really my business how you choose to live your life. Till next time. Whack. Hello everybody, it's me again, Mikey Maloy. Just need to, I've been asked to make a small disclaimer regarding my previous segment. Apparently, according to the laws of Victoria, it is not a crime, zoo or otherwise, to confuse a monkey with an ape. Even when that involves a violent tussle, which leads to marriage. On a related note, the marriage is going better than you could have assumed between a man and a chimpanzee, an ungodly union, which I, for one, remain somewhat uncomfortable about. But that is the law here in the state of Victoria. So apparently you find a chimp, you have to marry it. So, talk soon. Yeah, I know. Sorry, you know what they're like. Women. Well, one more sketch, and then it's time to go. But before we do, I'd like to tell you a little limerick, a little poem, from my old hometown of County Woof. As an Irish poet, sometimes people say to me, your accent isn't all that convincing. And when they do, I simply tell them this. Potatoes around, potatoes are dirty. I could eat one, or I could eat turkey. Have a good day, won't you?
You asked to see me, Mr. President. So I did, Dr. Poofenstoof. Have you seen today's polls? My party is down another 10 points. We are now officially the lowest rated government in the history of the world. To date, sir, who can say what tomorrow might bring? And just why are we so unpopular? Your so-called experiment. Billions of dollars invested annually. Teams of scientists working around the clock. And what do we have to show for it? Precisely nothing. All the while, roads go unbuilt, hospitals fall apart through neglect, and our people starve in the streets. I know my predecessor gave the green light and carte blanche to pursue your studies, but honestly, man, it has to stop. But sir, we really are so close. A matter of days, perhaps hours. This is my life's work. You couldn't just, I can just, and I will just. In fact, I am just, and now I have just. Just what? Shut you and your whole mad experiment down, Doctor. You can hand in your security pass at the desk. No, Mr. President, please, I beg you. And even had you succeeded in your arcane ambitions, what really would we have gained as a society? You've crippled this government, bankrupted the whole country, and for what? A picture of what Dracula might have looked like as a baby. As a baby goat, sir? My apologies, yes, as a baby goat. Which doesn't make sense, come to think of it. Dracula wasn't a goat. There wasn't even a Dracula. He's a fictional, non-bovine character from a novel. I could just draw you a picture of a baby with, I don't know, horns and fangs and tell you that's what it looked like. With all due respect, sir, I'd like to see you try. All right, then. That's actually pretty good. Dr. Poofenstoof, I have no words for you or your team except... It's ready, Doctor. Let me see that. Just remember, sir, this is our first attempt. Okay, all right. Just remember, sir, this is our first attempt. My God. It's magnificent. Just look at that fleecy little cherub. Oh, those cheeks. Yes, he's beautiful. Such a happy little goat baby. And yes, I see it also. Something cruel behind the eyes. And look, note how widely he grins. In fact, looking more closely, I'm not sure that's a grin at all. No, it's something more animalistic than that. Even at so tender an age, you can sense a ravening hunger for death and decay. Precisely. Also, for some garbage someone threw over the fence. So, sir, me funding! Reinstated and doubled. Tony, get 4 million flags the size of a baseball diamond printed with this glorious image. Recall all of our paper currency and replace the Duke's likeness with this diabolical darling at once. Now, Poofenstoof, here's what I want from you next. A picture of what a hot chick might look like as a nude.
Well, that was Will's Whacky Would Whack. And whatever time you spent, you can never get it back. From Will's Wacky World of Whack. One final message. You may lay with cats, you may lay with dogs, but whatever you do, don't hop on a frog. Rah, 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 rah. I wasn't talking about you. Women. Wah, 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 wah.